and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another Hot Takes video. Today we have another special guest. We have Derpy here. Derpy, say hello.
Yo, what is up, y'all?
I love watching this channel. You guys should check him out. It'll be the top link. And we have him today with some spicy hot takes. Our only second BO6 episode. We got DLC 1 around the corner. Intro cutscene just got real today.
I'm so hyped,
Are you
dude.
excited?
That thing looks so good.
That
thing looked amazing.
The
I'm
map.
not gonna lie. Ravenov, oh my god.
Ravenov looked homeless. He looked like the streets of Phoenix. That's what he looked like.
Dude, he looks like he reminds me of like Jack Sparrow. He looks like a pirate or something.
Yeah, he's been through it, man. I don't want to know what he's thinking. Let's see what you guys have to think about Black Ops 6 just in general. Gash your hot takes on Twitter about a week ago about everything, and we got some responses here. I picked some of my favorite ones, and we're gonna read them out to you. So our first one's from a YouTuber, Donuts, if you want to be on, I would totally be down. I love seeing your channel. You're doing great. Congratulations on 100K, by the way.
Oh yeah, congrats, dude.
Big
That's
congratulations.
crazy.
But we'll have Derpy, since you're the guest, we'll have you read this off first.
Oh, okay. All right, so this is coming in from Donuts.
Yeah.
He's got his 100K. That's pretty crazy. But he says, the point system is incredibly engaging. Points matter in a way that they haven't ever before. It forces players to take their purchases seriously, perks or armor, pap or ammo. It also makes SAM trials and other side quests more valuable by rewarding points and salvage.
Point system has been
hot take.
Point system's been a hot topic. That's why I kind of started with this. A lot of the replies were about it. That's why I kind of started with it, because most people have been very negative about the point system. And a hot take would be being positive, and he is being positive. What do you think of the point system so far?
You know, honestly, the point system is probably one of the biggest gripes personally for me within the game. I kind of agree with Donuts and like what he's saying here, and you know, it's making them, you know, think about their purchases more. But you know, truthfully, you're gonna be getting those tier 3 pap by just focusing on one weapon and just a minimal amount of perks. You're gonna get that in like round 25, late 20s kind of. And that, at least that's what I've been experiencing. I'm not the best zombies player.
No, I'm not either.
I'm nowhere near it.
Shout out my man guided mode.
I don't even think I've got past round 50 in this game yet, just because I'm English, man. But you know, we can.
Yeah, we don't talk about English.
But anyways, the point system, I think it just needs a little bit of tweaking. I think the original point system is, you know, ideal, obviously. But this point system is interesting. I find it interesting that some people actually, like Donuts here, like actually find it, you know, cool and unique. I do agree that it makes it, you know, you have to find more ways to spend it, and you have to be more like strategic with your purchases compared to the past, where you could just, you know, buy an SMG off the wall and spray into a horde and have points. But I also think that the point system kind of de-incentivizes the use of like ARs and SMGs, because you know, those tend to be the weaker ones, and especially like, you know, pistols and all those weaker ones too. And you know, people say, oh, snipers and shotguns, you know, those are great now, but what happened to the ARs and SMGs, you know, because the higher damage is going to get you the most points.
Yeah, I think the risk reward is what I think most people have been like arguing for the point system, saying you know, you have to think more about your purchases. And I get that. Like, I actually think that's a pretty good argument. I think the SAM trial is a great feature in this game. I think it's done much better in Black Ops 6 than it is in Cold War. Like, this game just seems like it improves a lot. But there's a couple things about the point system that doesn't make sense to me. Like, first off, you get more points for headshots than knifing. I don't understand that.
Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Like, I had that somebody say that in the last video. Like, knifing is like super weak in this game again.
I know.
And so if you're gonna knife,
so
you should get points for that. You should get extra. It's like
you're
never gonna use your knife. And
you know,
the second one is, I agree with what you're saying. ARs and submachine guns seem like they lose their worth because of it. You'll never see me spawning with the KSB or with a Jackal or whatever, because it's just not strong. I'm using the same shotgun, the LDR, or the explosive pistols every time.
You know, it's just, it makes the shotguns and the snipers the meta, which is what some people wanted, but, you know, it takes away from the SMGs and ARs that people were using. And the whole thing with the melee, that's just so mind-boggling to me.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense, especially since they introduced a perk that literally incentivizes you to melee.
I know.
Like that makes
and the
zero
perk
sense
is not, like the perk isn't even that great.
I know it's not even good.
It's probably the weakest. It's probably the weakest perk. It's not like Tombstone bad, but it's probably the weakest. I don't understand it. Listen, it's the Christmas season. Black Ops 6 Zombies has been out for a month. And what are the two biggest things that you've heard of about Black Ops 6 Zombies? Well, you've heard that manglers are a pain in the ass, and you've heard about Liberty Balls. So, you know what? Let's drop clothes that have both of those things. So, today I announced the holiday special of the TheLegendHD Christmas merch. Let's go. We got Liberty Balls ornaments, t-shirts, hoodies, and everything in between, man. We have Christmas-themed ones and ones that have nothing to do with Christmas at all. You want to wear some Liberty Balls year on around. I don't really drop merch often, but I just thought this would be a fun idea to drop, and I hope you guys do it like the shirts that I designed because I think they're kind of cool to wear. Appreciate you all so much. The shirts and all the other merchandise will be the top link in the description for you. There'll even be a LegendHD store down there that you can check out old merchandise that I've dropped as well. But our next take here is from Tyler, and I don't even know what the fuck this is.
What am I looking at right now?
I don't even know.
Is that the Left 4 Dead Nick?
That's a great take.
I love this this is a great take.
Shout out to you, Tyler. And while we talk about, listen, okay, I just had to put this tweet in because I feel like this is important. I've had to say this literally every single episode. And this is just something for me, so I just have to read this off. In the tweet, I say Black Ops 6 hot takes. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies released in 2024. This take, the BO4 perk system was good. What the hell are we doing? What are we talking about? Listen, Colin, listen, he's read takes before. I read your takes before. But he really wanted to talk about Black Ops 4.
Yeah, he was really just feeling passionate.
We'll at least read it out. Black Ops 4 perk system was good.
Really? Okay.
You could get speed with tonic. True. You could get QR, which is good. Yep. HP was good, and the perks were fun. Most had a use, and none felt too OP aside from D-Dub Dying Wish.
Dying Wish, yeah.
But you can't switch perks mid-game is dumb because 99% of the time you stick with the same perks anyways. I mean, it's a good take. I mean, I don't love the perk system, but you know, the argument of not being able to switch is kind of dumb. But again, we're talking about Black Ops 6. Colin.
Okay, but we gotta pay respect to his opinion.
No, we don't. All right,
this comes in from Grease Grab. The turtle shell augment is the best augment for Jug. Making armor take all the damage and not your own health is OP, but it removes protection from the front. Bro, just turn around.
Turn around.
Bro, just turn around.
Yeah, bro, just turn around.
I like the idea of this augment, like the fact that people were asking for a shield, because that's pretty much what this is. It's just a shield on your back hence the turtle shell name.
Yeah.
But in practice, I don't think it's as good because, Jug is a highly competitive augment market because I think the augments in Jug are just so good. Like you have I'm pretty sure the major, you have like the increase in health, which is obviously
I believe that's called a probiotic, I think is the name.
Yeah. And then there's the other one that's kind of like Widow's one where like the armor plate breaks and then the zombies get stunned. Like those two are just inherently better than that in my opinion. And this wasn't this augment broken for the
so what this used to do is literally you would get taken by the amalgam and terminus, and because all of your health was behind you, you would just get one-shotted. It happened to me like 3 times. I swear it was the worst thing in the world. But now that's been passed, it's been fixed, that's fine. The only issue that I have with this augment is there's if you're stuck in a corner, most of the time people die in zombies, they get cornered, right? Or it's very rare that you're dying from a hit behind you. You know what I'm saying? That's why the shield was so useful, is because you could pull it out in front of you. And then you would be able to use it. And then a perk like Victorious Torch, Black Ops 4, if you want to talk about that, that was a great perk. Because it can help you a lot. Like, in this game, if you're cornered, you don't even have armor to help you. It gives you no time to react. And that's my biggest issue with Turtle Shell.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer Probiotic. I know 50 HP isn't like an insane amount because zombies will hit for more HP on the higher rounds. But it's still, I think, more useful than Turtle Shell because just the nature of that, most time when people die, they get cornered. And this doesn't help you at all with being cornered. And I always find that there's a little bit of delay when it comes to like Ether Shroud and stuff. So I just think that that's the biggest thing. The problem with this perk is there's no way to like mitigate anything in front of you at all.
Exactly. And you know, the point of this augment is to protect you from dying in the first place. And if you're in a sticky situation like that, it's really just not going to do the job.
It's very situational.
Yeah, the other ones are just more broad. They're going to give you that better experience, in my opinion. And while Turtle Shell is good, it's just Jug is really highly competitive with its augments. You could use any of them and still have a good time. But I just think that having that 50 extra HP or even that Widow's Wand effect is just going to
reactive armor is what it's called.
Yeah.
That's good too. I think that one's really good. I think that all three of them are good. I'm not saying Turtle Shell's bad. I just legit think it is the weakest of the three because of that. But I would like to hear some argument against it because I know some people really like to use Turtle Shell. And I just don't understand it because it's such a situational one.
Exactly.
Like most of the best augments we're talking about in this game are ones that are going to help you in all situations. Things like Dying Wish with, Quick Revive. The Critical with Deadshot. Electric Cherry with Elemental Pop. That's going to help you all the time. But something like Turtle Shell is only going to help you in very specific instances. And I don't think that's common enough for it to be super useful. But it is a hot take. I appreciate it being a hot take and not a lukewarm one. So shout out my brother Green. There you go.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think augments are implemented in a lame way. Damn! Put the hammer down! Alright, when they were announced, I thought it would operate closer to the Altar of Covenants from Vanguard. Half of y'all probably watching this don't even know what that is. Where you had to pick and choose which upgrades you want by using hearts and currency. I didn't buy Vanguard, but I do know what it is. So
I have the idea. Isn't it like the ammo mods kind of where you would like kind of buy it with
it's an in-game kind of similar to salvage. It's an in-game heart currency. You get heart and then you buy upgrades. It doesn't have to be ammo mod, it can just be anything. But you buy upgrades in-game, right? And it could be something like you're saying with Turned, or it could be something completely different. I'm gonna be honest. I have played no Vanguard. I don't ever intend to. Expert Fusion, you cannot convince me. But
I think I'm in the same boat.
But I want to focus on the first part. I think augments are implemented in a lame way. How do you feel about that?
That's I don't know how exactly I feel about that. I think augments are an interesting thing because we've never seen them obviously before in zombies. This is a completely new thing. I mean, other than the the modifier that we talked about in Black Ops 4, but that's completely different because it can't be really affected on all the perks. But I don't exactly agree with this. I mean, I don't know how you would implement it in any other way. I mean, I get the in-game progression, kind of like how they're saying with the Altar of the Covenants here. But the out-of-game progression, in my opinion, is just as important. And the Cold War skill tree that this is evolving from it's inherently much better, in my opinion. I think the augment system is way better because, you can experience with your preferences without having to permanently unlock something. And I think honestly, in my opinion, I think the augments were implemented in a fantastic way, and I don't know how they would do it in any other way. So if August could, provide some information on maybe more on how they'd want to see that, I could understand it. But to be honest, I think augments are implemented pretty well.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world, you could have maybe like a skill tree is what I think. Like Assassin's Creed is the first game that I go to, Elden Ring.
Yep.
But I think that this is... I was going to ask you if you think that this is implemented better in this game than it is in Cold War. Because that is what this is. This is an evolution from the Cold War crystal system. It's way better. It's way better. I don't think my issue with the augment system has to do with the actual system itself. I think my biggest issue is some of the abilities of the augments should just be in the base perk.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
why is there a fall damage augment on stamina? That should
Thank
just be
you.
in the base perk of PhD.
That just doesn't make sense. Exactly.
I don't like that just doesn't make much sense to me. Like the time slip ability and speed cola, why is that an augment?
Yeah.
That should just be in the base perk. So things like that, I think that the upgrades could have been done a little bit better. I don't know anything specifically. I don't have any details. I'm not Treyarch. But what I will say is that I think that some augments could have been implemented better. I really do.
Yeah,
I think that they could have been.
I agree. I think they could have had some more creativity because ultimately I think they kind of just ran out of ideas and were like, oh, we can take apart this perk and then just kind of split it up to make it seem like more than it is. Like with Speed Cola and Time Slip. So
yeah.
I think the augments are good, but they also need to have like more creative ones, and I hope that we see that later down the line with DLC to come with, you know, Citadel de Mor or however you pronounce it,
and whatever new perk they have. Like we don't, it's probably Mule Kick. That's been the leak, but we're not 100% sure about that. Like I am surprised some of the augments that are in there, especially if you look at the alternate ammo type ones and the field upgrade ones. Basically, they're just complete copy and paste of each other. Like, there's obviously some different, but a lot of them are like, get 1 extra charge. It's like, that is literally for every single one. And for the ammo mods, have it go quicker, like more often. It's like, oh wow, every single one has that. I would have loved to have that switch up. I would have loved to have that. Now there are some super unique ones that I like. I really like the brain rot one, where when it hits the zombies, they turn brain rotted as well. I think that's a great one. I think that Electric Cherry with Elemental Pop, we saw that in Cold War, but I still think that's great to return. But yeah, I think that there could be a little bit more creativity, Treyarch. Come on now. Come on.
I mean, honestly, like imagine like Cryo Freeze Augment where it makes like the ice staff effect, like obviously not as effective.
That'd be great. Like, like a blizzard. That'd be great.
Yeah, like just something cool like that to differentiate itself from other ammo mods. The ammo mods category is especially
it's very repetitive.
But yeah, I totally agree. But I think the augments are implemented in a pretty good way. I think there could be improvements, but I think it's pretty good.
I think the system's good, but I think some of the abilities is a little bit lacking. I think we can agree on that. But we'll have you read our next take here. It's from Whale. Shout out Whale. I love the profile picture.
Whale says high rounds in this game are I'm not gonna. Okay.
You want me to? I can read it out. I can read it out for you. High rounds in this game are ass. They are mind-numbingly boring. Or you can read the rest.
They are mind-numbingly boring and extremely easy. Second easiest, I'd argue. What sucks is I really don't know how Treyarch can fix it. I say the high rounds, the high rounding in this game is not great. In my opinion, I haven't done much high rounding, but from what I've seen, the high rounding in this game is not perfect. It's not horrible in my opinion. I think there's a lot that they can do, especially with boss spam. I know that's a huge thing with everybody. With me too, but like there's a hard switch from round, and I know this is not a high round whatsoever, but once you hit that round 31 and you miss that exfil, it's over. Mangler,
it's like crack, dude. It's like crack,
insane.
Dude. Oh my God.
It's crazy. I don't even know, like, because it's such a huge dynamic from round 30 with like 3 manglers, and then round 31's just like 8, and then it just keeps going up. I see manglers more than I see my own family at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's so bad.
I'm right there with you. I see them more than I'm right there with you.
I think the take that they're easy is pretty fair because you got the score streaks, you got the jet gun. Ultimately, in my opinion, this might be a hot take, but the beam smasher is not all that great, in my opinion. I think the alternate fire. All right. I think the alternate fire combined with that is good, but I'll save that for a different time. But Treyarch, in my opinion, I don't know how they're going to be able to fix that. I think mitigating boss spam is a great idea.
But that's just going to make it easier. That's just going to make it easier.
Exactly.
So what do you do to combat that? I think the biggest thing that Treyarch can do is, well, they are very different in these 2 newer games and their older games. Like, getting to round 100 nowadays takes, what, 2-3 hours? And back in the day, it would take you 7. I prefer the shorter amount of time. And the reason is I just feel like doing the same thing over and over again in the older games, running in a circle, getting high rounds. I mean, like, I've never been a high round player because of that. I just don't think it's fun.
Yeah, me neither. I cannot sit there.
I'm more of an Easter egg guy. I very much disagree with this take. I think the high rounds are great. I have been on record saying that the boss spam is insane. I've been flayed by the community because of a video, and then they're like, bro, you got zombie YouTubers ask for the game to be harder, and then they have it harder, and now they complain. I've seen that on my timeline. But I think that the high rounds are great. I think Cold War is my favorite high rounds of any game, of any zombie game.
Really?
That's a hot take. And
that's
I think that this game has great high rounds. The Beam Smasher, I didn't like it at first, but I like the alternate ability and then using it. I think it's good. Although I don't think it's strong enough against special zombies.
Absolutely.
It's the jet gun, I think it's fun, but I don't think the mobility's high enough. I just think you run so slow with it. I understand that, but
you do run really
like
slow.
Even you run faster with the LMG. Like I know it's a wind, I know it's an airplane turbine.
Well, I mean,
let me have some fun, man. Though it's a jet stream. But I enjoy the high rounds. I think they're a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with them. Yeah, I know that I'm kind of in the minority at that. But you're always on your toes.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing.
And I can respect that. And it doesn't take you 7 hours to get around 100. I think that's right.
But props to the people who are making it to 999 out here.
Yeah, go outside. What the hell?
Please.
Shout out to you though. I could never do that, man. I do my guided mode and get my headshots. That's all I do.
I'm on that camo grind.
Shout out for the take.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where I'm on the camo grind, I've got 2 golds. Let's go! We're at 16th of the way there. Come on now, get in. All right, our next take here from Zombie Myth. He says they should add double tap 1, not 2. Simply because of the pack-a-punch system.
You know, honestly, I think this is a pretty obvious take. Because, you know, honestly, with this pack system, it's not just the pack system. You got the tier system. You know, we got the rarities.
Yeah.
I think adding double tap 2 as a base perk, you know, with the increased fire rate and the damage boost is not a fantastic idea, because the argument that weapon damage is, you know, bad is, it's not really great, because while the weapon damage is not fantastic, obviously getting into those higher rounds, when has a normal bullet weapon ever really been effective past round 35 in the past games?
Like, I mean, it's a good point.
It really hasn't.
I mean, that was the new thing in Cold War. Like, that wasn't a thing back in the day. I mean, like, the best guns were your ANs, your Commandos, your Haymakers, and you don't put double pack them in there. They're only good to about round 35. Like,
exactly.
So you got a good point there.
I think what they should do is, I agree with this guy, they should add double tap 1 as a perk, but they should have augments that represent what double tap 2 was, to maybe, you know, encourage the use of double tap 2 elements. Like, they could name it literally double tap 2 and then just have a slight increase in damage, maybe.
I think the biggest thing is bullet penetration. I think that's what this game needs.
That
bullet penetration on bosses and zombies, especially
armored
for, like,
zombies,
snipers and ARs. Like, bullet penetration needed. I would be fine with double tap 1. Like, I'm kind of indifferent. I know everyone's begging for double tap. Yeah. I'm on the mindset that I would prefer a new perk rather than any old one.
Oh,
I'm on that mindset.
Me too.
But if we're gonna add double tap, I'm kind of indifferent which type. I think bullet penetration is like the biggest thing. I really expected Deadshot to have an augment about that. They don't.
Yeah.
But if they were gonna bring in a double tap, they gotta have bullet penetration somehow implemented in it, because I think that's important.
That could easily be an augment, like very easily.
Yeah, that could easily be an augment.
I think Treyarch could add double tap in this game. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't think double tap would work," and, you know, while I can understand that, I think inherently it could. It just has to be implemented correctly. Yeah. So I agree with Zombie Myth in a partial sense.
I want to read this take off with them, because it kind of is similar with, like, the bullet penetration thing we're talking about with firepower. Lucario says that armored zombies gotta go.
Oh.
Their real reason weapons feel like they do, absolutely 0 damage. It also completely negates the dead first augment for Deadshot because the helmet still tanks the first shot doing nothing. Now the zombies is no longer full health, total scam. So this is kind of line in line because he's going specifically about armored zombies, and I think that's what most people are when they say their gun feels weak. Most of the time, they're thinking about armored zombies.
Exactly. It is armored zombies are the main reason why everyone says, their guns aren't doing as much damage. And I really wish, like you said, that Deadshot had an augment for bullet penetration. It does have the, I can't remember the name.
It's got
of
the
it,
critical damage one.
Yeah, it has that one, but it doesn't have the bullet penetration or like any penetration to armor, like at all. And that's what this game needs desperately.
It needs. And he's right.
Absolutely.
He's right about the Deadshot augment doing nothing because that first initial bullet, the helmet tanks it, and then the zombie's still full health. So he's right about that.
Scam.
And with that being in the game, I know we talked about double tap, but that could be something implemented with Mule Kick. We could see that being in Mule Kick.
Exactly.
It's just we need bullet penetration. I think snipers being able to kill only one zombie is ridiculous. I think that
is it really
armored zombies.
that bad?
I mean, like. If it's like multiple zombies that aren't armored in a row, then it can kill multiple. But if you're using what is the SVD, not the LDR, but like the SVD or the other sniper, it won't kill more than one zombie if you're shooting an armored zombie. Like that's just insane. So that's
giving me
that's
Cold
like
War flashbacks.
Exactly. We need bullet penetration. Kevin Drew, Treyarch, I'm looking at you.
Please.
We need bullet penetration. I think that's the most important thing we need.
Sniper camo grind in Cold War took me so long because of that. So please, bro, I haven't got to snipers yet. I don't want to go through that again.
But I 100% agree with what Lucario is saying. Armor zombies either gotta go or they have to do some way to mitigate it. I just think that's one of the biggest issues of the game. And
Absolutely.
I think Lucario's completely right. And Zombie Myth, I think you're right as well about double tap. But our next take here, we'll have you read this one off.
All right, this is from J Anarchy, and he says, I think Black Ops 6 Zombies still lacks that zombies feel. Like, for me, it's the small things like the zombies' eyes just don't glow and create that ominous feel in the darkness, and the current zombie noises, you can't hear them. The old sounds, they're constantly screaming. The aura is mid. Well, honestly, I'm actually currently making a video about this, and I'm kind of delving into the psychology of why people think this. And I think inherently it lies within the graphics of older games. I don't want to delve too much into this because I'm making a video.
Yeah,
about
we'll let you get your bit. And I'll respond for you so that we don't have to be there. Subscribe to his channel so you see that, y'all.
But anyways, I think that the zombies feel it's really subjective, and I feel like the more realistic you make a game, the more it kind of takes away from that OG zombies feel.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm not going to dive too much into it, but that's just kind of what I got. With the eyes glowing, I mean, they was do definitely glow. Scarier. They do
kind of glow, and they glow yellow, but it's not like they no longer have any meaning. They don't have any meaning.
It's not like you're looking in the shadows.
It's like it's not like it's not like it's Samantha controlling them. Now it's Rick Toppin and then Bob, it's the devil or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. With this game, I disagree. I think Terminus has it. Terminus
has aura.
Terminus has it.
Aura, absolutely.
Terminus does a great job at introducing Maya as a new character. It's the best story of any of the maps in Cold War and Beyond. Terminus,
Dark Ether,
Yeah, the Dark Ether story is the best map for that story. Terminus has it. Liberty Falls, I mean, like, I'm indifferent about it. It's got some things that I love. I love the bowling alley. I love the church. It's got some cool things.
Absolutely.
But Terminus has it.
Yeah,
I don't think that
definitely has it.
I don't think I understand the idea of color that a lot of people talk about, because I talk about this a lot. You go to maps way back in the day, they just have more color, and I think that Treyarch's biggest issue right now that people have is their grayscaling of color.
Yeah,
I think Terminus doesn't have that.
saturation.
Terminus doesn't have that. It's got great hue. It's got great contrast. It's got the difference between the outside sort of very blue And then you go in down here, you have the green sort of forest areas. You have the different islands. Like, there's a lot of uniqueness in the map.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's older maps that I think lack color. I think of Die Rise. Parts of Die Rise lack color. Ascension lacks color. Transit lacks color. You might say those maps have aura because you're just thinking about it as it's the classic. It's that nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the biggest issue isn't aura. I think it's just the grayscaling of maps. Yeah. And I think that to make that better, they need to not do that. It looks too Modern Warfare Warzone-y. That's what people say it's Warzone. Yep. People say that for the color. It's not really too much the gameplay, even though there's armor plates. I just think that they need to get rid of that Gale. Gale. Whoa. Get rid of the grayscale. Whoa. All right, we're good now.
I totally agree, though. I totally agree. I just feel like they do saturation, but they also don't. It's like there's color, but there's also not. It's
weird.
Thing.
It's weird. It's like only
Liberty
in spots.
Falls. Yeah, it's like Liberty Falls, the church, beautiful,
bang. Bowling alley.
It's like crazy.
Bowling alley,
it looks great, but just like walking around the streets, it's horrible. It has weird. Like a weird, like it's not gray. It's like gray.
It's just like grayscale. Yeah, it's like a brownish. It's like
just really.
It's
strange.
like a mid-tone, like sort of some blue. You even walk into like the bank and it's like a mid-tone yellow. It's weird.
It's kind of disgusting.
It's
I'm
weird.
Not gonna lie.
I hope this next map doesn't have that because I'm worried about that. But I think so far it's looking okay. So far, we'll see what gameplay looks like. But our next take here from Mala, because I am not excited at all about the Mimic coming back. That's been a big leak. I think it's an enemy type, or I think it is an enemy type, along with the overused Mangler that should go away in favor of newer and more creative enemy types. We've seen them for too many times in the last 4 years. We do enemy types like the Amalgam. Yeah, the Amalgam is my favorite boss in the game. It's my favorite boss in the game. It's very unique. I love it. Burnham's cool, right? It's this game's dog. I agree. We just need new bosses. New bosses. I'm done with the Mangler.
Is this even like a hot take? Nobody wants. Okay, please. If there's anybody watching this video that actually wants the Mimic to come back, I don't even know what to say.
Please comment.
Please let me know that you're actually real, because I don't think anybody likes this.
Like, I thought it was a cool idea in Firebase, and then I was like,
we did not have
I
to
guess it's in Forsaken. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
was it in Forsaken?
Yeah.
I
was like,
are you serious?
It was
God.
It was in like some side Easter egg. And then I was like,
you're right.
And then I was like, okay, it's in. I think it's in the boss fight too. I was like, okay, it's in Modern Warfare 3 now.
Outbreak.
All right. It's an Outbreak.
Yeah,
it's too much. Too much.
Yeah, way too much. I'm done. It's literally turning into the Mangler 2.0. And I'm tired of it. Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I think everyone agrees. This is the coldest take so far. We'll get to a real hot take here, which is literally the exact opposite of what we already seen today. So I wanted to end off the video with one of our last hot takes of how we started. I want to go to the opposite here. So that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. All right, this one's coming in from B-Rad the Man. The point system has been booty since Cold War, and BO6 is no exception. Honestly, still one of my biggest gripes with this game, because it basically makes the box useless since no one wants to drop a double pack gun, and if you take one down, you're almost completely screwed. I think that this is the most valid, structured take on the point system.
Yeah.
I do think that the box argument is a little bit strange, because ultimately I don't think it's the box, or it's the uselessness of the point system that affects the uselessness of the box. I ultimately think it's the rarity system.
I think it's the rarity,
but I do think that, you know, if you're hitting the box, you don't want to be dropping that double pap gun, because you're not going to be making the points to get where you want to be at, right? Because if you're not sticking with your loadout gun, I don't even know what to say. Because like I couldn't even imagine trying to get that triple pack at a substantial time.
Yeah, me neither.
with the gun.
No
like,
shot.
Imagine you literally get imagine you get like a box gun round 14. How are you going to get that to a substantial damage where it's actually going to do something? Like, it's not possible.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's one of the
box is
biggest problems.
I think box is rarity, but I think the issue that he's trying to say with the box is points are come by so little amount that you don't want to use it on the box because you have to use it on pack punch. You have to use it on that. Listen, there's a nice level of risk and reward, and there's also a level of you should be rewarded fairly.
Exactly.
I think that there's a middle ground here. Obviously, the old point system's great, but there's a middle ground here. Treyarch, I don't think are gonna fix the point system. It's just something that they're locked in. They're not gonna fix that. But it's a thing to talk about, and we've seen a couple takes about it. It was probably the most talked about thing under this thread when I posted the tweet, and for good reason, because it's one of the base mechanics and integral parts of the game.
Yeah. I honestly, this is just looping back to what Donut said earlier, because it really does make you, while it could be good in certain situations, especially, you know, with the shotguns and snipers like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
It really just, it doesn't make sense in the later rounds. It really doesn't, because if, like, seriously, if you're not sticking with your loadout, it doesn't make sense. And the box even being on the map doesn't even make much sense. I never hit the box. If I'm being honest with you,
me neither.
Ever. Never.
I hit it for videos. That's it. That's all I hit it for. Like getting guns because I had to rank every gun for a video. That's all I did. That's all I ever hit it for.
I never ever hit the box. Even if there's, you know, the wonder weapon, I'm gonna just go craft it.
You just build it.
Like, exactly. Like, I'm not gonna hit the box for it, and it's so rare. And especially with the wonder bar, like, can give you the ray gun too. Like, come on, bro.
Why?
Nobody wants to hit the box.
Sometimes it gives you the ray gun while you're holding the ray gun. What the hell?
Does it actually do that?
Yes, it does.
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
There's no way. All right.
Yeah.
That gobblegum needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
but that's a talk. That's a conversation for another time.
Day. We can talk about it. We can do hot takes about gobblegums a different time. Our last take. This is our last take of the evening, or the day, or whatever time you're watching this. It's late for us, but this hot take is so important. This is probably my favorite take of the entire day. From Mono Aurelio. Let's see what he says. You can go ahead and read off our last take.
All right.
See what he says.
This is from Mono Aurelio.
This one's very important. Yeah, this one's important. Very important.
Too many women operators are part of our main cast. We need to bring back the 4 boys meta. You know what? Honestly, with this new cast of characters, I can tell this is
Yeah, no.
this is I agree. Let's go.
They've done. I honestly think this is the best launch. Like, it's been such a smooth launch. Like, we've had games, especially like Black Ops 4, where the launch was just horrible. Black Ops Cold War had a horrible launch, or not horrible launch, but a very glitchy launch. Like, we've had some glitches, but they haven't been anything that we've seen before. It's been pretty smooth. I think they've done a great job at giving out what people want and what people want and what people can expect from the old games, and kind of combine them, bringing things from Cold War, from Black Ops 3, and new features. I think that this game is primed for success. It really,
it really is.
It really all settles on what they do in the next coming months. If this map is good, are they going to continually update? Are they going to release small things as the season goes on? Or are they going to forget about zombies and only release things for multiplayer? That is what's going to dictate this game. I think that the launch was great. Now it's time to sustain that. And old zombies, yes, it will always be my favorite. But that's my favorite because I have that nostalgia. I remember playing it super young. It's more me than the game, even though the game was great. I think that Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite multiplayer. This would be people 10 years from now, they're going to go, yeah, I remember back in the day playing Black Ops 6 Zombies. That was the shit. It's my favorite multiplayer and favorite zombies. Yeah. That's going to happen. I just think that Trek has done a great job. I'm super excited to what you see. And for the first time in years, Zombies is back.
Absolutely. Like, seriously, like, Black Ops 6, I think it has been the best launch.
It has. It's been so smooth.
I don't think that, like, even though, you know, Black Ops 3, best zombies game, that's what some people say, Black Ops 2, blah, blah, blah. This has been the most successful launch ever in zombies history.
It's better.
It's way better. It's way more optimized. It's less glitchy. There's 2 maps, plenty of content. I mean, people are still discovering Easter eggs like to this day, and it's crazy. There's so much to do with the camo grind. It's just amazing, and this DLC 1 is the most important zombies DLC
This is
ever.
so important, dude.
In my opinion, it's
like
the
they
most
need
important.
to keep it going. They need to keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
And after DLC 1, they need to not stop there. They can't be silent for months. They have to release like a little score streak here. Okay, we got a little thing here. Okay, we got new thing here. Maybe something. Like I've seen the leaks of Jingle Hells, seen the leaks of Perks.
I've
seen them. They need to do that. They can't just forget about it after DLC 1. They can't go, all right, guys, we're good till April. No, they gotta keep it going.
And I think they've been doing a pretty good job of that so far.
I mean, they had the hit list event, right? They had the guided mode came out. They have the hand cannon, which I don't think we've unlocked yet, but that should come out very soon. But yeah,
absolutely. Just fantastic game, and I'm so excited to see what Citadel de Moore has to offer us.
It's gonna be a great map.
So, thank you for having me on, dude.
Course,
this was fantastic.
I appreciate everyone for watching.
This experience. Absolutely.
If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Go check out Derpy's channel. It'll be linked in the description. Of course, me personally. Appreciate you all so much. We'll have a new hot takes about DLC 1 coming out soon with another guest. We'll see what you guys think, and I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment on what you guys think of the video. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers in Christ, in the next video. Bye bye.
Peace.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.